access are different and depend on different factors. So for authentication, what is authentication? Authentication enables people to log into your mobile or web app and create an account by using their Facebook credentials. They do not need to create or remember a separate password. So if you're trying to understand what this even means, just to give you a working example, if you've ever gone to a website and you want to be a member of that website, they'll say, hey, create a membership here, and then you can browse our stuff, buy our stuff, whatever. We can tailor stuff for you. We can send you notifications, yada, yada, yada. So you can either go through the rigmarole of creating your account there, filling all the features in that they ask you for, or some websites will say, hey, if you don't want to do all that, what we do is provide it. We work with you. We'll provide you a convenience. You can use your Facebook account to connect to us. Easy. Or Google, or Yahoo, or any other number of social media platforms that they use, Twitter or X. So that's what the Facebook login does for certain websites that choose to use that mechanism to allow a user a more seamless, transparent flow of information, essentially. So if you've ever done that, then you know that website, they haven't logged into your Facebook. All you've done is given them access to some of your Facebook info so they can identify you. That's all it's done. That's what my app does. But her claim is just because it's active since 2017, I've hacked her Facebook. Now, she did give the police access to her Facebook. They didn't find anything. So, okay, so that's what authentication is. That's what this all is about. So more than likely, some of you have encountered that before. So for authentication, when your app uses Facebook's login to authenticate someone, it receives a token. If your app uses one of these tokens, this token lasts for about 60 days. So the moment you engage with one of those features at a website where you use your Facebook to log in, there's a token created and it's alive for 60 days. So let's see here. That's essentially the most important, but the rest of it is a little bit more geeky talk here. No need to go into it. So essentially, understand that authentication and data access are two features of the login system, right? You can authenticate someone without accessing their data, but you cannot access someone's data without authenticating them. So one definitely predicates the other. You can't access data without authentication, but you can authenticate without accessing data. That's important, and I'll tell you why. So data access. Facebook login also enables you to ask for permissions when people log into your app. These permissions, if granted by the user, give your app access to items of user data. This is what the Facebook login gives you, access to items of user data, not access to your messages, to your group info, to anything else. For example, your app can access a user's name and profile. This is part of your default profile info. Default public info, excuse me. If an app asks for permission, it's often necessary to put that app through a review so that Facebook can make sure that the data is not misused. So that's what Facebook does yearly, annually. Reviews every application and says, hey, let's make sure you're using your data correctly all the time. So this is what's on your Facebook page. This is what she read. This is what she quoted in her video. The expiration period for data access is 90 days. Let's go back to my Facebook page. Go back up here. And remember, it says, if it appears you haven't logged into an app with your Facebook account in the last 90 days, that app goes from active to expired. So her app is showing active. Going back to Facebook's dev page, the expiration period for data access is 90 days based on when the user was last active. So that means, looking at this screenshot of hers, by Facebook's own documentation, this would only be active if it had it's based on the user's last interaction with that app. Based on when the user was last active. So that means within 90 days of the day that she took this screenshot to put this into her video, she was already active with this application on my webpage. Either she was active the day she took this screenshot or days or weeks before, regardless, by default. This is what it says. This is Facebook. Facebook says right here, the expiration period for data access is 90 days based on when the user was last active. When this 90-day period expires, the user can still access your app. That is, they are still authenticated, but your app cannot access their data. To regain access, your app must ask the user to reauthorize these permissions. So, if you've ever gone to a website and you've used this feature to connect to your Facebook account, you'll recall that it pops up, gives you a pop-up window, something similar to this. Hey, it's been a while since you've logged in to this website with your Facebook info. Do you still want to share this info? And if you notice here, your name and profile picture are by default. That's required. You cannot change that. This is part of your public info, and this is given at will to any app. Now, everything else you can choose to share or not share. In this example, you can turn off access to email and friends lists. But every time you're sharing info to a website or an application, this is what comes up. So let's go back now to her screenshot. She says she goes to this page and then goes to her website, her apps and websites entry, and shows that is active. Oh my God, he's been in my page, my Facebook. Let's go to mine. And yet my app shows expired. So that means I haven't interacted with this thing in 90 days or more. That's for sure. 91 days, put it like that. Right? So that means that her entry is already false by virtue of that 90-day period. There's no way it could be active without her having interacted with the app. Okay, so let me just give you a real quick run through of what's actually considered public info. All right, so some information about you is considered public part of your public profile. So what exactly is that? So I'm gonna just quickly read to you what they call public info. Information that's public. Information you share that is always public. Some of the information you give us when you fill out your profile is public, such as your age, language, and country. We also use a part of your profile called your public profile to help connect you with friends and family. Your public profile includes your name, your gender, your username, and a user ID. This is a number that is assigned to every Facebook user around the world. Currently, there are 3-point-something billion monthly active users globally. There's only 8.2 billion people in the world, and nearly a third, close to a half, a billion people, half of the world's population are on Facebook monthly. Right? So each of those users, every single one has a unique account number or ID assigned to them when they create their Facebook account. Every single one. And see what else is included? Your profile picture and your cover photo. This info is public. Some of the ways this helps us connect you are. So I just wanted to give you a really quick rundown on what exactly is public. What isn't public is your messages, your group info, friends, you name it, home address, all that stuff. It's not public. That's stuff that's got to be specifically requested. So now you understand, at least by virtue of how this reads, that her stuff could not have been active since 2017. My entry was added 2 years before hers, and it is still expired. That means it's working like it's supposed to. So, all right, now let's go to, I just want to show you really quickly. All right, so that's data access. You get the picture. I don't need to drive it home anymore. Now, I'm going to show you really quickly how this is done, how this is invoked, just so any questions come up. So this gives you a basic login example, and all it is code. And I'm asking you, I'm not going to go into the code, read the code. What I'm going to show you, though, is I'm going to keep scrolling down, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. This is a full code example. This right here is how I invoke the login feature from Facebook in my website. All I did was copy and paste. Didn't even create this code. Couldn't even do it. You know why? Because